Good afternoon, everyone. We are convening the Committee on Energy, Economic Development, and Tourism on this Friday, March 11th at 3 o'clock. We're in room 224 for a number of GMs or governor's messages for individuals who are nominated for various boards. But before we begin, I have to make a couple of housekeeping comments that everything that is being discussed today is going to be live on YouTube. And you can check us out any day, all day, every day for the next few years, as long as YouTube exists. And if for some reason we have some technical difficulties, we will post a notice as to when we will reconvene this particular hearing. And those who are out there remotely, if you have testimony to be given, you will be muted until it is your turn to proceed. And for those of us who are participating in this hearing, just to let you know, I'm going to read off the GM nomination, have those who are provided testimony to speak first, and then call upon the nominee to share some of their background with us for our contemplation on your nomination. So with that said, we're going to move to our first nominee. This is GM 725, James Lee, who is up for the State Small Business Regulatory Review Board. And testifying in support, Robert Cundiff.
Present.
Do you want to come up, or it's down in your written testimony, or however you want to do it?
Whichever you want, I can come forward.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
You made all this effort to come here. Please join us.
Well, especially because it's pretty neat to see you guys in person again. So
Yeah,
happy to be here.
happy to see you.
So my name is Robert Cundiff. I'm the chair of the Small Business Regulatory Review Board. So Chair Hawai'i, Vice Chair Misalucha, committee members, appreciate the opportunity to come in and testify. We have three individuals on the agenda today. The first being Kimo Lee. So he's currently a board member, and so he graciously agreed to continue on as a board member. He represents the Hilo territory in the business community there. He's got a lot of experience, extensive knowledge, running small businesses. He's a great representative of the territory, a great contributor to our board, and we're very grateful that he agreed to continue on.
Thank you for sharing.
And I've also submitted written testimony.
Yep, we got that. Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Cundiff. And we have Mike McCartney. Feedback? Okay. Thank you. And then Mr. Lee, is he online to join us today? I'm not sure if he's signed up. Okay. Members, I talked to Mr. Lee last week and find him to be a very astute business person, and with his experience and his willingness to continue on would convey to you that he's highly capable of fulfilling his role and responsibilities on this board. So we're going to move on to GM 726. This is for Sanford Morioka, also nominated to the Small Business Regulatory Review Board. Mr. Cundiff?
Yeah, I hope you don't mind that I just continue to sit here.
Oh, no, please.
Chair Hawai'i, Vice Chair Misalucha, committee members, again, thank you for the opportunity to testify. We've been without this board position for a couple of years now. It's at times created some challenges related to quorum. So we're very appreciative that Mr. Morioka stepped up and agreed to come on and join our board. I've had peripheral interactions with Mr. Morioka over time. He's in the printing industry. I was in a similar industry years. So he's been in the printing industry for over 30 years. He's been here in Hawaii, back here in Hawaii for over 20. Built himself up through the organization. Now as the president, he has extensive knowledge in how to run a business, issues that businesses have to comply with. He's also has a lot of extensive community service with boards and committees, volunteering in the community. And I firmly believe that all that experience will bring a great level of knowledge and expertise to our board to help us as we navigate through all of our rules and regulation and working with the agencies. So strong support of his nomination.
Thank you, Mr. Cundiff. Mike McCartney, DBED? Thank you very much. And Mr. Morioka, thank you for joining us via Zoom. If you could just tell us a little bit about your background and what you hope to contribute to the Small Business Regulatory Review Board, please.
Thanks for having me, everybody. And I'm actually honored to be nominated for this position. As Chair Cundiff mentioned, I've been in the printing industry for over 30 years, about 11 of them in the mainland. Last 20 plus years here at Edward Enterprises. And, you know, one of the reasons why I wanted to join the board is our company, one of the missions is to help the community and the small businesses. And this is almost like a natural extension for me to be able to bring not just my knowledge and expertise and you know, experiences, but my whole company's experiences to the table. You know, as I told the board yesterday in our board meeting, you know, one of the cool things about our industry is that we work with a lot of different industries and we have to learn their businesses to be able to help them. And so I think with the diverse background that I've been able to experience, I think I can bring something to the table and hopefully help, you know, the small business community even more than we do now.
Fantastic. Members, any questions of Sanford? No, okay. Thank you for stepping forward, Mr. Morioka. We're going to move on to GM 730. This is William Ligate for the Small Business Regulatory Review Board. And back to you, Mr. Cundiff.
Thank you, Chair. Vice Chair Mr. Lucha. Will is also a carryover. He's been on our board for a couple of years now. So again, we're very grateful that he agreed to continue in his role in support of our Small Business Regulatory Review Board. Will has been a tremendous representative of Hawai'i, where he resides. He's been in the business community there and has lived there. His family has lived there for several decades. So his insights as to the happenings on Hawai'i and what's happening with small business is extremely valuable for our board as we tackle a lot of different issues that agencies bring forward with rules. And so his contributions have been outstanding, and we're just so grateful that he has agreed to continue on. So I testify in strong support of Will Ligate.
Thank you, Mr. Cundiff. You're very articulate.
Thank you.
If I ever got to a board nomination, I want you to be my support.
Just give me a call, Chair. I'll be there.
Mike McCartney and DBED. Thank you. And Mr. Lidgate, by chance, are you out there with us on Zoom land? No, he's not. Okay. Again, members, I did talk to Mr. Lidgate this past week. Found him to really be energetic, having a desire to continue to serve, and certainly has a business background to help businesses navigate through all the rules that are created. So hopefully you will have confidence in my suggestion that we ultimately later today pass him out as a nominee. But thank you, Mr. Cundiff, for joining us. We're going to move on to GM 727. This is Colleen McCulney for the CBED, the Community-Based Economic Development Advisory Council. And joining us, oh, there you are, Mark Ritchie.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, and members of the committee. DBED will stand on its written testimony in strong support. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, Mark. And is Colleen joining us today? I think I saw her earlier when we were, oh, there you are. Hi, Colleen. If you could convey to us some of your background and how you plan to contribute to the Community-Based Economic Development Advisory Council.
Yes, thank you, Chair and Vice Chair and committee. I'm very honored to be nominated for this position. And I am director of a nonprofit women's business center that is focused on providing support to pre and early start businesses. And I have a lot of touch with small business owners through our program. We provide counseling, we provide workshops, we provide training on business plan writing and strengthening small businesses so they are ready to receive traditional funding once they've had some growth time. Let's see, I grew up on the Big Island in a very entrepreneurial family and also grew up in a working farm, excuse me. in a working farm. So I feel like I have a unique perspective on the funding for ag and food products and manufacturing and wholesaling.
Great, thank you. Thank you for all you're doing to help growing businesses, particularly women-owned businesses. Such an important need in our community. Members, any questions for Colleen? Nope. Okay. Thank you for joining us today, Colleen.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We're going to move on to our last nominee. This is GM 728 as well as 729, Roberta or Robbie Melton, who also is up for the Community-Based Economic Development Advisory Council. And on our testifiers list, we have Mark Ritchie.
Yes, thank you, Senator Wakai. DBED will stand on its written testimony in strong support for Robbie Melton for this Hawai'i seat on the CBED Advisory Council. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mark. And I don't know, is Robbie joining us?
Yes, I'm here. Oops,
Yay.
there I am. Hey,
Hi, Robbie.
hi.
Good to see you
Hello.
again.
Yeah, great to see everybody. It's a great honor to be nominated. Thank you for allowing me to testify this morning or this afternoon. So for the past 3 years, I have been on Kauai, working with the small businesses in a variety of capacities: agriculture, manufacturing, retail, high tech. And I've worked with them a lot, you know, on the financial side during the pandemic. And I have a long history of working with companies across Hawaii to make sure that we have a strong economy through our businesses. So I'm very pleased to be nominated to serve on CBED, where I can bring my skills as a financial reviewer and economic development expert to the field.
Fantastic. And members, you might remember Robbie was the head of HTDC 3 years ago, did a fantastic job. We lost her to Derek Kawakami and he picked her up over on Kauai. She's done phenomenal things for the people of Kauai. So happy that you're still willing to serve the people of Hawaii in this new capacity. Members, any questions for Robbie? No? Okay. I don't think we need to go into recess. If it's okay with everyone, I'd like to advise and consent on all of these nominees for the various boards. Any discussion, any hesitations? Or no? Okay. So for GM 725, James Lee for the Small Business Regulatory Review Board, it's going to be the recommendation to advise and consent. On GM 726, Sanford Morioka to the Small Business Regulatory Review Board, recommendation is to advise and consent. GM 730, William Lygate for the Small Business Regulatory Review Board, recommendation is to advise and consent. On GM 727, this is for Colleen McCauley on the Community-Based Economic Development Advisory Council, suggestion is to advise and consent. And on GM 728 and 729, this is for Roberta Melton, also to be nominated to the Community-Based Economic Development Advisory Council. The recommendation is to advise and consent on her nomination. So members, would like to take all of these nominees in one vote and recommend their advice and consent. Any discussion?
Chair, I just want to thank these people for stepping forward and continuing to do good work for the state. So they all look good.
Yeah, I mean, they all are
All
accomplished
well-qualified.
business people. We're happy that they're willing to share their knowledge and help direct Small Business Regulatory Review Board as well as the CBED program. But then any other thoughts, discussion? We don't have Senator Cabell.
Yeah. Joyce, is he coming? Okay.
Okay. Thank you for showing up.
Yeah, happy.
So with that, I'd like to advise and consent on all the nominees on today's agenda. Chairman Saluccia, Vice Chairman Saluccia, I vote yes.
For Committee on Energy, Economic Development and Tourism members, we are voting on GM 725, GM 726, GM 730, GM 727, GM 728, and 729. The chair recommends advice and consent. Chair recommends aye. The votes aye. Senator Misalucha votes aye. Senator Lee is excused. Senator Revere,
Aye.
Senator Favela is excused. Chair, your recommendations adopted.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for volunteering and making government better tomorrow. Good job.
Thank you.